Welcome to another episode of Thoughts of an Average Joe podcast. It is Taroy Jackson, man, your favorite average Joe. How's everybody doing today, man? I'm doing good. I can't complain. I need a haircut, but we're gonna keep it moving. And ain't really nothing changed. Same shit with the job, but we're gonna keep everything moving, man. So before we get into the topic, man, don't forget to subscribe to the pod, man. Thoughts of an Average Show on all streaming platforms: iHeart, Pandora, Apple, Spotify. Don't forget to subscribe to the YouTube, man. Y'all been showing me love on there. The Average Show Media LLC, man. Don't forget to subscribe to that. And you'll see all the Average Show Media clients, Thoughts of an Average Show, all my podcasts, man. Y'all been showing me love. So I want to greatly appreciate it, man. Today, right? We're talking about how adult friendships. We're talking about adult friendships and why they're so hard to maintain as we get older. And I agree with that, man. I think they are harder to maintain as we get older because when we're younger, we don't have no real commitment, Of course, you're going to make friends when you're in the same proximity. When you're talking about school, college, environments, you're all in the same proximity. Like I'm saying, that's how I met my boy Tyler, through fam, right? Seeing you damn near 3-4 times a week in the same school. Of course, you're gonna make friends. That's how I made most of my college friends. Antoine, Dave, Lamont. Going into elementary school. It was just easier to make friends because you ain't had no real commitments. You just had to go to school. You go to school, you got basketball, you got track, you got whatever, you got sports, and that's how you meet people. You know what I'm saying? You meet people on recess if you're in middle school or high school or elementary school. You know what I'm saying? Like on lunch. You know what I'm saying? You bond over certain stuff. It's so much easier to create and have friends when you were younger because you ain't had no real commitments, man. Less responsibility gave time for more connection. You're able to focus on your friends. You know what I'm saying? Like I remember growing up, I could talk to my friends 3-4 hours at night because I ain't got nothing to do. Senior year in high school, I won't forget. Me and Hakeem. I doubt he listened to this, but I hope you well, Hakeem. That was my boy. We still cool, but we not as cool. We don't talk like that. But that was my boy. In high school, like every senior year, I ain't go to senior prom. Senior year, we'll go every Friday. He will come over my crib. My parents will either cook, we'll buy pizza, and we started a whole Madden franchise, bro. Like we are up playing Madden till 6-7 in the morning, and he will come over get out. He would either come over after school, or he would walk, or we would pick him up. But whatever the case is, we would just play Madden, bro, till 6-7 o'clock in the morning. Starting maybe 6 at night to 6-7 o'clock in the morning. Just have nothing to do, no responsibilities, no care in the world. We just gonna talk. We just gonna talk. We're just gonna talk for sure. It was a whole lot easier. I miss those days. Well, I don't have to, so I can just focus on personal connections. As you get older, things start to evolve, right? You start to have kids. You get into relationships. You know what I'm saying? You move away. I remember 6th grade. I lived in Willingboro, and we moved to Sicklerville. And even though it's a 30-minute ride, I didn't really talk to those people like that. Because I didn't see them that often. I didn't have their numbers because I didn't have a phone back then. I didn't have my phone until about junior year. I didn't get my first phone until about junior or senior year of high school. You know what I'm saying? It's just so much easier to have friends. So much easier to have friends. When you ain't got nothing. When you ain't got to worry about a bill in the world. Carefree in the world. Just lovely. Oh, just so lovely. Just don't understand how lovely it is. I promise you, just don't understand how lovely it is. Sorry about that. But yeah, it's a lot easier. So what changes in adulthood, right? Work schedules, kids, relationships, moving cities in different states. Uh, I feel like once you get to college is when you start to really find, I would say you start to decipher who your friends are that are going to be for life. Like there are some childhood friends that you bring on that carry from maybe like elementary, middle school, high school, college, but for the most part you make majority of your friends, I would say you make majority of your friends in college. There are still a few, I would say maybe, okay, I'll put it like this. There are a few friends in high school that I'm cool with. Like Eric, but there's some that I still fuck with heavy. Like those are my dogs for life. Like Eric, me and Eric don't talk all the time, but we cool. Me and Akeem, when we talk, we catch up. I had a group growing up. Andre, Gary, I hardly talk to them. Brian, I hardly talk to them. I check up on them every now and then, but I don't really talk to them as much. There are some friends that I talk to that weren't in my grade, like Rich. I still talk to Rich on the daily, not on the daily, but we check up at least like monthly or quarterly. But the one guy who I talked to consistently, who I left high school, was AJ. Like me and AJ still cool. Like we still talk. It ain't no issues. X, Y, and Z. But my college boys, for life, for life. Let's see. Dave, me and Dave still talk. Me and Antoine, we still cool. Me and Lamont is cool. And then there's some people from work that I'm cool with, like me and Xavier, we mad tight. And it wasn't always like that. But yeah, like different life stages. Some friends, some are married, some are single, some with kids. Like, for example, right, Antoine. As y'all know, we had fell out and we're cool. But as you get older, right, like, so I'll put it like this: before Antoine had his kid, before he had his first kid, we would talk all the time, like every day. No matter who was in a relationship, we would talk every day. But once he geared up to have a child of his own, I knew the dynamic was going to be different because I knew that, hey, we're not going to talk all the time like that because he now has a jit, like he got a kid, and kids take up a lot of your attention if we gonna keep it a buck. So before we had fell out over the argument that we fell out over, I wouldn't talk to him as much, mainly because he's busy. And when he did have a, I'm saying, when you do got a chance to talk, like you hear crying babies in the background, and for a nigga who don't got kids, that could be a little like I'm saying, hit me up when the child, like I'm saying, hit me up when you ain't around the baby, because that's a lot. I'm saying? Screaming and yelling, and then like, you could be mad cool, but you get into a relationship and now you got to balance your friendships with your relationship. I'm saying? Like you got to make sure you spend time with your friends, but also make sure that you spend time with your girl. Like hell, me, Tyler, and Warren, those are my niggas. And I live 5 minutes from them, and I see Warren maybe like what, once a month, maybe twice a month. I mean, of course, I see Tyler a lot because me and Tyler pod and stuff like that. But literally outside of podding in the gym, I wouldn't see Tyler. I wouldn't if me and Tyler wasn't podding or going to the gym, I wouldn't see him like that. And I'm pretty sure when he gets into a relationship, unless it's podding in the gym, I wouldn't see them like that. Like I would. Now there are instances where Tyler and Warren have asked me to come out, but it's not really my my style. Not really what I like to do. The stuff that they did bring me out for that I did like when we went to the wine room, went to the arcade, went to Arcade Monsters, we went mini golfing. That, like I'm saying, that shit I could do. Like when Warren had asked me to come to a silent party, I went because that's some shit that I know I could do. But like, I would say that it's hard to make friends as an adult because number one, your schedule has to align, right? Your schedule has to align. We're always working. You're on different schedules. And people got to understand that, like, just because we friends don't mean we got to talk every day. Like, we don't got to talk every day. Shit. Like, we don't got to talk half the time. But when I do talk to my friends that I haven't seen in a while, we pick up right where we left off. There's no animosity. It's no like, damn, bro, like, you know, it's no damn, like, bro, you ain't hit me in a while. Like, I'm mad at you. Like, nah, like, people got lives. I know that you got a life. Like, I know that, like, for most of my friends, I'm the one who don't got a kid in the group, right? So either I'm doing stuff with your kids or I'll just hit you up when you ain't got your kids. Like, Tyler will incorporate bringing his kids over. Like, we all like wrestling, so he'll bring him and his kids to come over. They just came over yesterday. We watched Backlash. You know what I'm saying? Stuff like that. But like it's just as you get older, like it's a lot of factors that go into play to where like you're not going to see your friends all the time, and you shouldn't hold that against them, right? I also feel like nowadays it's hard to make friends because we're in this era of, I like to call this the social media era, to where like a lot of people aren't meeting face to face anymore. They're meeting on Hinge, on Tinder, or a lot of people aren't going out as much because of the economy. So like it's hard to meet friends. Especially it's hard to date in this economy. Not mean like date, but like meet new people to date. So I can't even imagine how hard it is to make friends. But I do feel like as men, it's a lot easier to make friends than it is women. Like women can bond over makeup. But then also, let's be for real, women gatekeep a lot. Hey, they be like, "Hey, girl, where you get that dress from?" I don't know. I'm not gonna tell you. But men, like if we, like for example, black men, if I see you, like let's say I see you 3 times, right? The first time, I may get a little head nod like this, right? Because that means that you know what's up. The second time, like we may pound each other. You know what I'm saying? The third time, we may dap each other up, and once we dap each other up, it's kind of like a friendship. It's kind of like the start of a friendship without really saying much at that point. Like, or you go to the gym with somebody, you see them for a good time, you may spot them, and now all of a sudden y'all may end up being cool. Or if you play if you play basketball or sports with each other, X amount of times, like that creates a friendship. I feel like with men, it's just a whole lot easier to create and maintain friendships because for the most part, men aren't as petty as women, right? So women will fall out over a trip to Miami. Like men, like we may fall out. Like for example, me and Antoine fell out, but eventually we came back to being cool. Me and Larry fell out, but eventually we became back to being cool. I think it's a lot easier for men to fall out and come back than it is for women to fall out and come back. Now I'm not saying that like with me personally, if we fall out, like for example, me and Antoine used to talk every day. Once I realized that, my life, I don't say like once I realized my life moves on without you, but once I know like, hey, like, I now have something to fill that void for when I used to talk to you every day. Like, yeah, no, like you won't get that same version of me. Like I'm not going to be on the phone with you all the time. Like me and Antoine went from talking every day to maybe like we talk a couple times a month. Me and Larry used to talk all the time. We may check up on each other, a couple times a month because we both, during the time where me and Larry wasn't talking, we both found other times to occupy his time. Like, he's now a barber or whatever the case is. Like, I got shit going on. We see each other. We talk to each other when we talk to each other. But that still don't mean that we're not friends or anything like that. Also, right, being married kind of changes your friend group. And here's what I mean by that, right? Because like you may be friends with somebody for a while, but your wife may see something and be like, I don't like him. Or you may fucking move. You may move. They may move. And now like you may meet up once a month. Or you may just fall out and not talk as much to where y'all just stop being friends or whatever. Because shit happens. Life happens. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's okay to not talk to your friends every single day. Adult stress, right, impacts capacity to maintain relationships. Like, and there's you got to know your friend groups. It's different type of you got different type of friends. Like last year, I was going through a lot trying to figure out how I'm gonna pay my rent. Like, I knew there's only a certain amount of people I could go to about that. like that will actually help. Like I know which friends are here to vent and which friends are here to help. So the friends that I'm here to vent, I don't even ask them about, hey, can you help me? Because I know like it's a no. I'm not even about to ask you. I know it's a no. Everybody's like, oh well, you don't know for sure. I know my friends. I know which one I could come to for help and which ones I could come to just to vent, right? All right. Signs of friendship is fading. As you get older, right? If it's like, hey, let's link soon, and there's no follow through, then that's a sign that a friendship is fading. Or if it's just where you're drifting apart with no bad blood, that's a sign that the friendship is fading, and that's okay because everybody's not here forever. Some people are here for a season. That's it. That's it. Some people are here for a season. Um, this is why I tell people that, like, hey, like, when you're in a relationship, your partner's friends ain't your friends. Because if you break up, 9 times out of 10, they not gonna stay friends with you because they're loyal to the soil, to their friend. So like, yeah, no, like that's not your friend really. And then it's like, damn, you created a bond with this person, and then like you may say hi or bye if you see them, but it's nothing extravagant to where like y'all probably still gonna hang out. Um, and some people just don't have the bandwidth. Like if I say, hey, it's been a while, let's link, and we don't link constantly over, let's say like over a span of 3 months, I say let's link up, catch up with each other, maybe about like 5 times. If you don't do that, then maybe you don't value the friendship. You know what I'm saying? Maybe that's your way of telling me that you want to ghost the friendship or that you don't want anything with this friendship no more. Like, hey, you know what? Like, this was cool, but life is happening and everything is moving on at a rapid pace, and I just don't have the capacity to be friends with you. And also, things are fading when everything is just one sided. Like, if you're talking to a friend and it's always them talking about themselves for a good little minute before they even come talk about how are you feeling, then yeah, like maybe you might want to reevaluate that friendship. Like if every time you call them is they got to get their shit off their chest, and that's a good 15 to 20 minutes before they even sit there and be like, hey bro, so how are you? Like, you know what I'm saying, like what's going on with you? Then maybe that's a friend that you might not want to consider being friends, because a good friend is going to make sure that you're good, and that it's going to make sure that they talk about them, but also make sure that you're good. You know what I'm saying? It's a good back and forth conversation, flow to conversation. It's not just everything's just one sided. A good friend knows how to listen. And I think maybe that's why adult friendships are so hard to maintain, because people don't listen no more. People are listening, but they're listening so they can get their cue of, okay, he's done, let me tell him about my issue, as opposed to, hey my nigga, what's going on with you? You good for real? You want to talk about it? Yeah? Lay it on me, bro. What's going on? One of my close friends, right? Juice. Y'all know Juice. I never thought we would be as close as it is, but Juice and Shan will give me honest advice, and for the most part, like, they'll tell me when I'm right, but they normally be like, hey T, you wrong on this. Like, you know what I'm saying, you wrong on this, or you right on this. But they gonna give me honest advice because they just want the best for me. Juice and Shan tell me all the time, they was like, listen, you always worry about other people, but now you gotta worry about yourself. You need to worry about yourself. Is a friendship worth reconnecting or letting go? I would say it depends. Like, right, I'll give you 2 examples. Me and Antoine been best friends probably since college, right? Since college. Um, I went out to his graduation after I didn't finish at FAM. I drove out to his graduation. You know what I'm saying? I helped him with TV news, let him drive my car. Like, that was my guy. And then we fell out over because he gave me some advice on a relationship, and I just felt like, I'll say just a little miscommunication. I ain't like how I didn't really care for how he said it. And So we fell out mainly because nobody reached out to anybody. I felt like I always had when it was an issue, I was always the one to reach out, so I didn't want to reach out. Uh, but over time, feelings fade, and you'd be like, damn, like I missed the genuine friendship that we had. So would throw out, my therapist like to call it breadcrumbs, kind of like feelers, just to see like, hey, like, are we talking or not? Like, are we cool or not? And then over time, you throw out the breadcrumbs, you throw out the feelers. You may talk a little here and there, talk a little there, but nothing really gets established until that conversation or the apology is had. And I feel like that's where people mess up, and that's why adult friendships are hard to maintain, because there are gonna be conversations, but some people don't apologize for what they did to you. And people will be like, oh, well, it's not that deep. Yeah, it may be not that deep to you, but this is how I took it. And a real friend would apologize. They'd be like, hey, bro, I didn't know it was that deep to you. My bad. I'm sorry. You know what I'm saying? Same thing with Larry. Like, when we fell out, we ain't talked for a while. It was podcast beef for real. And yeah, man, like, we're cool. It took us a while, because even after we started being cool again, it took us a while to stop arguing, to dead ass like stop arguing. It took us a little minute, but like, I ain't gonna lie to you. I remember I was telling Juice and Shan, I was like, yeah, yo, I'm thinking about just reaching out to Larry, see if he hit me up. And I don't remember exactly what happened. I think I did. And I was like, hey, bro, I ain't gonna lie to you, man. Like, I miss you, bro. Like, you was my nigga. Like, I'm saying, like, I ain't gonna say we went through some shit together, but I was there for him, his situation. He was there for me in my situation. And, I was just, hey, bro, I miss talking to you. And, I would still check up on him every now and then, listen to his pod every now and then, see how I was doing. With Antoine, like, that was my boy. So I definitely missed Antoine. But it was almost a year since we had talked. So it was a lot to catch up on, like, like his daughters, my goddaughter. So, it was a lot to catch up on. And we both missed a lot. Like, I missed a couple of birthdays for his daughter. He missed the fact that I had a job, lost at Lyft, new car, all that shit. So it really depends if it's worth reconnecting, how strong your friendship is, and if you want to save it. If you don't want to save it, then let that shit go. You can always downgrade somebody from a friend to an associate. You can always downgrade somebody from a friend to an associate. Like I said earlier, not all friendships are meant to last forever. They're there to serve a purpose. Some friendships are there to serve a purpose. They're there to teach you a lesson. There are people there that actually care about you, that actually like you, that actually want the best for you. Because sometimes you need that. Not everybody is there for you, and sometimes you need that. Like, I'm saying, like, I got a couple female friends that keep it real with me every chance they get. And I love that, because I need that. Because you don't want a bunch of yes men or yes women around you all the time. Like, that's not going to work. How to nurture adult friendships. I always tell people, man, you got to emphasize the quality over the quantity, right? If I would rather have 5 friends than 20 associates, because I know those 5 friends are really there for me through thick and thin. They're going to have my back. Like, I can tell them shit and not have to worry about, hey, this is going to get out or this is going to get back to whoever. Like, I know for a fact, like, I'm going to be good. Like, whatever I tell you is going to stay here in this conversation. Friendships don't need daily maintenance, but they need effort. Like I said, you ain't got to talk to me every day, but let's set a time to make some effort, right? Let's set time to make some effort, to maybe link up a couple times a month, or even if it's just I call you once a month and we have an hour or two conversation. You know what I'm saying? Like just little shit. Like I remember in college, me, Dave, Lamont, and Antoine will bond. Right. Uh, I'll tell you how me and Dave started being friends. I used to write for the FAMU when I was at FAMU, and Dave was there, and I didn't know me and Dave lived in the same complex. He started giving me a ride home. That's how me and Dave became cool. And there was some shit that happened later on in college that Dave went through that I was there for him because that was my nigga. Like, you can't consider yourself a friend if you're not there for a friend in their time of need. And I should prove myself to be a real ass friend because he was there for me. So least I do is be there for you when you need me, bro. Like that's what friends are for. You know what I'm saying? Me and Antoine became friends because we was in Davis's class, and I found out that he was he was from Jersey, and I was like, oh shit, you from South Jersey? I'm from South Jersey. Bam, just like that, we friends. Me and Lamont became friends because we had a class together at FAMU, like my first semester there, I believe. Obviously I knew Tyler from FAMU, but me and Tyler became real cool during the pod shit. Now me and Warren became cool because of the pod shit, but I know Warren ain't like me first. I'm like this short loud man. Like he ain't like me at first, and I'm like, damn, like Warren joke a lot. I ain't really care for Warren at first, but as you get to know somebody, me and Warren realized that we kind of just alike. Like Warren's my nigga. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I could tell you, if I got a wedding, Juice is probably my best man. Warren, Tyler, probably Antoine, and my brothers are my groomsmen. You know what I'm saying? I don't consider my brothers my best friends because I live with them. Like, because they're my brothers, they're my siblings. So I don't consider them my best friends, but I tell them everything as well. So yeah, man. That's why I just feel like adult friendships are hard to maintain. Because life happens. Shit goes on. Like, yeah, like I don't talk to, like I said, I don't talk to my friends all the time. Like I don't. Me and AJ go through waves where we talk. Me and Juice talk. Most of my friends that I talk on a daily, like we have some type of bond. Like me and Juice pod, me and Shan pod, me and Tyler pod. So of course I talk to them on a daily, or not even on a daily, but frequently, because me and Juice don't have like actual conversations on a daily. Like we may talk in the group chat that we got with me and Shan, but me and Juice don't talk on a daily. The most we probably talk is if I'm going through some shit, or if he be like, hey bro, I need your advice or some shit. Well, you know what I'm saying? We'll talk it out. But when we do talk, we make sure to catch up with each other. Like, hey bro, this is what's going on. Just want to fill you in. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, when I told them about my whole job situation, like, they gave me some limited advice. So, you know what I'm saying? And me and Juice make a concerted effort to where we try to see each other at least maybe once a year. You know what I'm saying? That'd be a little bit more different because we got the pod together, but at least, once a year. Like, also, being a good friend and maintaining adult friendships is being understanding. You got to be understanding, bro. You got to be understanding. Like I said, I know my friends got kids, so like they're not readily available. So, I kind of work around their schedule. When me and Warren pod or we link up and talk, I got to make sure, especially now that he got kid number 2, like, hey, I be trying to hit him up before a certain time out of respect for his relationship and out of respect for the fact that, he may be trying to sleep because he got an infant. You know what I'm saying? Like, he got a kid that's under 1 now. So, it's not just as much. Tyler's a little bit easier, but even then when he got kids, like for example, I hit him up earlier today, see if he wanted to pod, and he was like, hey, I'm out with the boys watching a movie. Oh shit, my bad. You know what I'm saying? He called me after, he was like, what you want? And I told him, I was like, what you watch? And he told me, like, I give room for my friends to have a life outside of me. And then when it's time to link, we'll link up. You know what I'm saying? But that's it. You know what I'm saying? Like, also, it was a while before Warren had the new kid. Me, Tyler, Warren, we picked an activity. Like, we went to the wine room. That was probably one of the best bro nights we had. We just went to the wine room, bro. Just tasting wine. At that point, it was a couple years ago, the Lakers playing the Grizzlies in the playoffs, watching the game, you know what I'm saying? Or we will order pizza and just, after pod, and we would just order pizza and just hang out and watch something on TV, whether it was a rap battle or like, a documentary or some shit like that. Just something like, just to sit. Like I can sit in silence and be cool with you, or just sit and talk about life, because life is hard out here, bro. Like life is hard out here, for real, for real. No cap. Life is hard out here. But yeah, that's all that I got for y'all today, man. So just remember, man, friendships were a lot easier when we were younger because we didn't have no real commitment, right? And it's a lot of things that changes in adulthood that you got to navigate in order to keep your friendships going. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like as life's navigate your friendships as well. You know what I'm saying? You do that, you'll be fine. And just have that discernment to know whether or not it's worth reconnecting or letting go, man. All right, so let's see. My personal takeaway of what I learned about friendships in adulthood. I used to think everybody was my friend, and it took me a while, but I was able to decipher what's a friend and what's an associate. That was the main thing I learned about adult friendships in adulthood. Who's a friend and who's an associate? All right. Thank you for listening to an episode of Thoughts of an Average Show, man. It's your boy Joe. Hey man, for the listeners, hey man, you could DM or comment on the YouTube with your thoughts on what adult friendships and any stories that you want to share. All right, man. Love y'all. Appreciate y'all, man. Don't forget to subscribe to the YouTube, man. The Average Show Media LLC. Y'all see I've been consistent with the videos. So, I'm dropping every week now. Interact with me on social media. Interact with me on YouTube, man. Share it. Share the podcast. Share the YouTube with a friend, to tell another friend, to share it with a friend. Let's get that organic growth going, all right? Love y'all. Appreciate y'all, man. And check up on your strong friends. Check up on your strong friends. Just because they're there for you and they don't ever say anything about how they need issues or anything wrong with them, check up on them. All right, man. Love y'all. Appreciate y'all, man. The Average Show and Average Shane community. It's your favorite Average Show signing off. Peace.